Okay, so we got a bright and glorious Monday. Thank you for joining me. There's Johnny Greene. He done 3 parts to the video he did. I'm going to post it down here, all 3 parts. You got to see it, and you got to watch it. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. It's explosive spiritually. I loved it because he hit the heights. He hit the heights, and oh, what heights we hit. On with the show. This is it. I loved it. You got to see it. Those spiritual heights that's in us, even that little tiny glimmer. See, Martin talked about the spirit within us at Holmes within us this morning. So yes, that's the glimmer I'm talking about. That powerful glimmer of the spirit that's within. God places, he homes within each one of us, believers. And that's truly tremendous. When it comes out, like it did with Johnny Greene in his shows, I'm just, you hit them heights, which is so awesome. So, good start to a Monday morning, too. Because after I watched Martin's show this morning, it just illuminates it. Because, yeah, we have that illuminating spirit within us. Even if it's a little spark, it is powerful. And believe me, it is powerful. And it explodes out when we share truth. And we love it because it comes out of our natural heart for God. And our natural, because he is giving that natural love and grace within us. And he gives us overwhelming grace through these experiences. So that's powerful in itself. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a contrast this morning because I'm going into the darkness part of this article. But contrast is so wonderful. Mike Knotts commented on one of my shows, the last show I did, I believe. I didn't know what I said, but then when he commented, I said, wow, yes, I did say that. And it's just such a grand and glorious contrast given by God. That black background, wow, without it. How would we see the stars of the heavens without that dark background? How would we view anything of light without that dark background? It's amazing. It truly is when you really contemplate it and see it is necessary. Otherwise, how? It's impossible. Light shines through darkness, and the darkness is necessary for the light to shine. Okay, the world is unable to perceive his glory spread before it because, get it? The small g God of this eon blinds the apprehensions of the unbelieving, so that the illumination of the evangel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of the invisible God, does not irradiate them. 2 Corinthians 4:4. And as a result, number 1, their minds are affected. Vain were they made in their reasonings, and darkened is their unintelligent heart. Romans 1:21. See, God gives all this as the contrast. Number 2, their worship is degraded. They change the glory of the incorruptible God into the likeness of an image of a corruptible human being. And flying creatures and quadrupeds and reptiles. See, they worship everything but the true God of the universe. Romans 1:23. And didn't Paul go into Athens and see that? All the idols, they were worshiping rocks and trees and grass and everything except for the unknowable God, which is the true God of the universe. Number 3, their conduct is debased. Wherefore God, get this is so great when you see it, and it's skimmed over by people that don't believe, because you can see it, but how are you going to believe it without God giving them that realization of what he's saying there in this passage of Scripture? Wherefore God himself, God gives them over in the lusts of their hearts to the uncleanliness of dishonoring their bodies among themselves, to all manner of destructive behavior. Romans 1:24 through 32. So there is a part in Scripture where I think it was Paul, I can't remember, but they were given over to Satan for the destruction of the body so that their spirit and soul may be saved in the day of deliverance. So think about that. God does not give over anyone who is a believer right now to the full consummation of the flesh. He deters it. His Spirit's within us. It holds it back. As Martin said this morning, it holds it back because it's a lesson being learned. It's a training ground here. So he'll take it to that limit. Even Johnny Greene said it, and it's so awesome because he takes it to that limit. Take us to the limit one more time. The Eagles sang that. But yeah, we go to that hairline edge, and then God rescues us out. So he does not give us over. The world is given over to it, to their destructive behavior and their disqualified minds. All through our experience of evil in these lives, God restrains, here it is, the full release of the inclinations of our sinful flesh. As the world approaches the cataclysmic judgments of the day of the Lord, it seems God gives them over more and more. A casual reading or watching of the news adds to this conviction. So stay away from media, stay away from news. I do. It's just destructive to the mind and the human soul, because when you're watching that, don't you get depressed? Well, anybody that's anybody as a believer would. So any believer out there, I implore you, stay away from the news and media, the garbage that's out there. It's all fake, it's all crap, it's nothing. It's worldly, it's shit. So stay away from it. The myriads of human difficulties, of course, arise from our heritage of death, on which all sin, from Adam. Romans 5:12, we inherit death, consequently we sin, we miss the mark. As humans in Adam, we lack righteousness. Exactly. Romans 3:23. Okay, so tomorrow we'll get into more. I love it. It's grand. Grand and glorious. Grace and peace. Have a beautiful Monday.